Welcome to today's video. Have you ever wondered if we are living in the final days of the world as ancient prophecies suggest? From political turmoil and climate change to mysterious events happening across the globe, everything seems to be piecing together into a bigger picture, one that might just hold the answers in ancient predictions. Imagine a world where every event has been foretold, where every moment is a puzzle piece in a grand design. Is it all just coincidence? Or is there a hidden message trying to reach us? In this video, we'll dive into the signs, the fascinating prophecies, and even those seemingly insignificant events that could hold profound meaning. Most importantly, I'll share with you how to interpret these changes, not just as news, but as opportunities to reflect and prepare for what's to come. Before we move on to the next section, if you're as curious as I am and want to uncover the truth behind these mysteries, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us keep bringing these deep, thought-provoking explorations to you. Throughout history, humankind has been fascinated by the possibility of knowing the future. Prophecies, from religious scriptures to cultural legends, have served as both warnings and sources of hope. They reflect humanity's enduring quest to understand the unknown and prepare for what lies ahead. But as modern events unfold, the question arises, are we witnessing the fulfillment of these ancient predictions? One of the most compelling aspects of prophecies is their ability to resonate across centuries. Many texts, such as the Bible's Book of Revelation or the Hindu scriptures describing the Kali Yuga, detail a world plagued by chaos, destruction, and transformation. These descriptions often align disturbingly well with current global events. Climate change, for instance, has brought about devastating wildfires, floods, and hurricanes, natural disasters that closely mirror the apocalyptic imagery found in religious and historical writings. In addition to natural disasters, the social and political landscapes described in many prophecies also seem alarmingly familiar. Nostradamus, one of the most famous seers in history, foresaw conflict, division, and the rise of enigmatic leaders. Today, we live in an era of unprecedented geopolitical tension, where nations grapple with internal instability and external threats. Meanwhile, ancient texts from cultures like the Hopi or the Norse often speak of an age of reckoning, where human greed and disregard for nature bring about profound consequences. However, prophecy is not solely about doom and gloom. Many prophecies also predict renewal, enlightenment, and the emergence of a better world after the trials of chaos. This duality can be seen in the Mayan calendar's 2012 prediction. While popularly misinterpreted as a literal end of the world, some scholars suggest it symbolized the end of an old cycle and the beginning of a new age of awareness and spiritual growth. Celestial events have also played a pivotal role in prophecies across cultures. Eclipses, comets, and rare planetary alignments have often been interpreted as signs of divine intervention or impending change. In recent years, astronomical phenomena have captured global attention, fueling debates about their significance. Are they mere coincidences, or do they signal something greater at work? Skeptics argue that prophecies are deliberately vague, allowing them to be retrofitted to match contemporary events. Indeed, many predictions are open to interpretation, often written in cryptic or metaphorical language. Yet, the uncanny accuracy of some details, such as the rise of specific technologies or global pandemics, leaves room for deeper consideration. Could it be that prophecies serve as a mirror, reflecting humanity's fears and aspirations? They remind us of recurring patterns in history, urging us to learn from past mistakes and make better choices, whether divinely inspired or the result of keen observation. These ancient words carry timeless wisdom. As we examine the fulfillment of prophecies, we must ask ourselves, are we passive participants in a preordained script, or do we have the power to change the narrative? Perhaps the true purpose of prophecy is not to predict the future, but to empower us to shape it. Throughout history, the balance of global power has shifted in cycles. Empires have risen and fallen, alliances have formed and dissolved, and nations have vied for dominance in a complex dance of politics, economics, and military strength. Today, in the 21st century, We are witnessing a new chapter in this age-old narrative, one marked by unprecedented interconnectedness and equally unprecedented tensions. Are these shifts merely part of history's natural rhythm, or do they signal something far more profound? One of the most striking phenomena in today's geopolitical landscape is the emergence of a multipolar world. For much of the 20th century, the global order was defined by the Cold War rivalry between the United States and the Soviet Union. After the Soviet Union's collapse in 1991, the United States emerged as the sole superpower, leading what many call the unipolar world. However, the past 2 decades have seen the rise of new players on the global stage, most notably China and a resurgent Russia, challenging American hegemony and reshaping the balance of power. China's rise has been nothing short of extraordinary. In just a few decades, it has transformed from a primarily agrarian society into the world's second-largest economy, a manufacturing powerhouse, and a technological innovator. With initiatives like the Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, China has extended its influence across Asia, Africa, and beyond, forging economic ties and securing strategic footholds. Its growing military capabilities, particularly in the South China Sea, have raised alarms among its neighbors and Western powers alike, signaling its ambitions to become a dominant global force. Russia, on the other hand, has reasserted itself through a combination of military interventions and energy diplomacy. From its annexation of Crimea in 2014 to its involvement in the Syrian conflict, Russia has demonstrated a willingness to challenge Western norms and redraw boundaries. Its partnerships with China and other nations, such as Iran and India, suggest a strategic effort to counterbalance NATO and the West's influence. Meanwhile, other nations are carving out their roles in this shifting landscape. India, with its burgeoning economy and strategic location, is positioning itself as a major player in the Indo-Pacific region. The European Union, despite internal divisions, remains an economic powerhouse and a proponent of multilateralism. Middle Eastern nations like Saudi Arabia and Iran continue to wield significant influence through oil markets and regional alliances. In Africa, long overlooked in global power calculations, is emerging as a critical arena for competition and collaboration, with nations like Nigeria, South Africa, and Kenya leading the charge. At the heart of these shifts lies a complex web of alliances and rivalries. The United States has sought to counter China's rise through initiatives like the Quad, comprising the US, India, Japan, and Australia, and the AUKUS Pact, with the UK and Australia. NATO, initially formed as a bulwark against Soviet aggression, has expanded its focus to address emerging threats such as cyber warfare and terrorism. At the same time, China and Russia have deepened their ties, presenting a united front against what they perceive as Western encirclement. The Shanghai Cooperation Organization, SCO, which includes both nations as well as Central Asian states, exemplifies this trend. Yet, the alignment of global powers is not purely a matter of political strategy or military might. Economic interdependence plays a crucial role, creating both opportunities for collaboration and sources of tension. The COVID-19 pandemic underscored this reality. As nations grappled with disrupted supply chains, vaccine distribution challenges, and the economic fallout of prolonged lockdowns, even as countries compete for dominance, they are also bound together by shared challenges such as climate change, resource scarcity, and technological innovation. The question, then, is what these alignments mean for the future. Will they lead to a more stable and cooperative global order? Or will they heighten the risk of conflict? History offers no easy answers. The alliances of the early 20th century, for example, were intended to maintain peace but ultimately contributed to the outbreak of World War I. Similarly, the Cold War was characterized by proxy wars and brinkmanship, even as it avoided direct confrontation between superpowers. In today's interconnected world, the stakes are higher than ever. A conflict between major powers would not only have devastating military consequences but also disrupt global supply chains, financial systems, and communication networks. On the other hand, cooperation on issues like climate change, health security, and technological governance could pave the way for a more resilient and equitable global system. Ultimately, the alignment of global powers is both a challenge and an opportunity. It reflects the reality of a world in flux, where traditional power structures are being redefined and new paradigms are emerging. Whether this leads to a new era of conflict or collaboration will depend on the choices that nations and leaders make in the years ahead. As citizens of this interconnected world, we too have a role to play in shaping this future by advocating for accountability, equity, and sustainability in global governance. As the world becomes more interconnected, the threat of global conflict looms larger than ever before. The fragile balance of power, coupled with rising tensions among nations, has created an environment where even minor disputes have the potential to escalate into catastrophic confrontations, whether through geopolitical rivalries, resource competition, or ideological clashes. Humanity stands at a crossroads, facing the terrifying possibility of a global conflict that could reshape the very fabric of our existence. One of the primary drivers of this threat is the resurgence of great power competition. In the decades following World War II, the world witnessed two dominant superpowers, the United States and the Soviet Union, engage in a Cold War that shaped international politics for nearly half a century. Though this rivalry avoided direct military confrontation, it led to proxy wars, an arms race, and a constant state of tension. Today, a similar dynamic is emerging, but with even more complexity. The United States remains a dominant force, but its influence is being challenged by the rapid rise of China and the reassertion of Russia on the global stage. China, now the second-largest economy in the world, has leveraged its economic power to expand its global influence. Through initiatives like the Belt and Road Initiative, BRI, it has invested heavily in infrastructure projects across Asia, Africa, and Europe, gaining both economic leverage and strategic footholds. At the same time, its assertive policies in the South China Sea and its military modernization efforts have alarmed neighboring countries and global powers alike. The potential flashpoints, such as Taiwan and disputed territories in the Pacific, could easily trigger a broader conflict involving multiple nations. Russia, meanwhile, has pursued an aggressive foreign policy aimed at reestablishing its influence in regions where it once held sway. Its annexation of Crimea in 2014, its involvement in the Syrian civil war, and its ongoing conflict with Ukraine demonstrate a willingness to challenge Western norms and assert its geopolitical interests. The West's response, primarily through sanctions and military aid to Ukraine, has further strained relations, raising fears of a direct confrontation between NATO and Russia. In such a scenario, the risks of miscalculation and escalation are alarmingly high. Beyond the traditional great powers, regional conflicts and rivalries add another layer of complexity to the global security landscape. In the Middle East, long-standing tensions between Iran and Saudi Arabia continue to fuel instability, with proxy wars in Yemen and Syria drawing in external actors. In East Asia, North Korea's nuclear ambitions remain a constant source of concern, threatening the fragile peace in the Korean peninsula. In South Asia, the unresolved conflict between India and Pakistan over Kashmir, both nuclear-armed nations, remains a flashpoint with global implications. These regional disputes, though localized in nature, have the potential to draw in global powers and escalate into broader conflicts. Adding to these geopolitical tensions is the growing competition for resources. As the global population continues to grow and economies expand, the demand for critical resources, such as water, energy, and rare earth minerals, has intensified. Climate change has further exacerbated these challenges, leading to desertification, rising sea levels, and extreme weather events that strain existing resources and create new sources of conflict. The Arctic, for example, has become a region of increasing geopolitical competition as melting ice opens up new shipping routes and access to untapped energy reserves. Nations are now racing to assert their claims over this resource-rich area, raising concerns about potential clashes in this once remote region. Technology and cyber warfare also present new and alarming dimensions to the threat of global conflict. The digital age has enabled nations to develop sophisticated tools for espionage, sabotage, and misinformation campaigns. Cyber attacks on critical infrastructure, such as power grids, financial systems, and communication networks, could cripple nations without a single shot being fired. Moreover, advancements in artificial intelligence, robotics, and autonomous weapons are reshaping the nature of warfare, creating ethical and strategic dilemmas that the international community has yet to address. The threat of global conflict is further heightened by the erosion of international institutions and norms. Organizations like the United Nations, which were established to maintain peace and security, often struggle to address modern challenges due to bureaucratic inefficiencies, lack of enforcement mechanisms, and competing national interests. The failure to effectively address crises, such as the Syrian civil war or the Rohingya refugee crisis, has undermined confidence in these institutions and emboldened nations to pursue unilateral actions. Amidst these challenges, the global arms race shows no signs of slowing down. Military spending has reached record levels, with nations investing heavily in advanced weaponry, nuclear arsenals, and space-based defense systems. The proliferation of weapons of mass destruction, including chemical and biological agents, adds another layer of danger to an already volatile situation. The risk of such weapons falling into the hands of non-state actors, such as terrorist organizations, further complicates the global security landscape. The potential consequences of a global conflict in the modern era are almost unimaginable. Unlike the wars of the past, which were largely confined to specific regions, a large-scale conflict today would have global repercussions. The interconnected nature of the world economy means that even localized disruptions can have far-reaching impacts. As demonstrated by the COVID-19 pandemic, a global war would not only devastate economies, but also lead to mass displacement, environmental destruction, and an unprecedented loss of life. Despite these grim realities, the threat of global conflict is not inevitable. History has shown that diplomacy, cooperation, and dialogue can prevent wars and resolve disputes. The Cuban Missile Crisis, for example, demonstrated the importance of clear communication and negotiation in averting disaster. Similarly, international agreements, such as the Paris Climate Accord and the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, highlight the potential for collective action to address shared challenges. In conclusion, while the threat of global conflict looms large, it also serves as a stark reminder of the need for vigilance, cooperation, and innovation. The choices made by nations, leaders, and individuals in the coming years will determine whether humanity succumbs to the forces of division or rises above them to forge a more peaceful and sustainable future. The stakes have never been higher, but neither has the potential for progress. Throughout history, the rise and fall of civilizations have often been marked by periods of profound social, economic, and political decay, from the ancient empires of Rome and Greece to the decline of more recent powers. Societies that once thrived have collapsed, leaving behind valuable lessons that can illuminate the dangers of neglecting the fundamental aspects of civilization. As the modern world faces mounting challenges, there is much to be learned from the failures of past societies. By examining the causes and consequences of societal decay, we can gain insight into how to avert a similar fate. The breakdown of social cohesion. One of the most critical lessons from history is the importance of social cohesion in maintaining a stable society. When trust between individuals, groups, and institutions erodes, it can lead to fragmentation and instability. In ancient Rome, for example, the disintegration of the Roman family unit, the weakening of civic engagement, and the loss of shared values were central to the empire's decline. The rise of political corruption, economic inequality, and class division contributed to a growing sense of alienation among the populace, which in turn undermined the social fabric. Today, many societies are witnessing a similar breakdown in social cohesion. Increasing political polarization, social media echo chambers, and economic inequality have led to a fragmentation of communities, with people increasingly living in ideological silos. The result is a loss of common ground and a growing distrust in institutions. This disunity makes it more difficult to address collective challenges, whether they be economic, environmental, or geopolitical, and increases the likelihood of internal conflict. To prevent this kind of decay, societies must prioritize efforts to foster inclusivity, unity, and mutual respect, building bridges between different social, ethnic, and political groups can strengthen the collective identity of a nation and create the resilience needed to withstand crises. In ancient Rome, the erosion of civic responsibility was a key factor in its fall. Similarly, modern societies must emphasize the importance of active, informed citizenship and social engagement to prevent the unraveling of social cohesion. Economic mismanagement and inequality. Economic mismanagement has also been a major factor in the downfall of past civilizations. The Roman Empire, for example, faced rampant inflation, a devaluation of currency, and an over-reliance on slave labor, which stifled innovation and economic growth. As the empire expanded, its economic systems became increasingly unsustainable, leading to fiscal crises and the eventual collapse of its infrastructure. In the modern world, economic inequality and the misallocation of resources are similarly threatening the stability of many nations. The growing gap between the wealthy and the rest of society has led to widespread discontent and a sense of injustice, which weakens social cohesion and fosters unrest. Moreover, the globalized economy has created interdependencies that make economies more vulnerable to crises, such as the 2008 financial crash, which exposed the flaws in the global financial system and the risks posed by unchecked speculation and systemic inequality. The lessons of history show that economic prosperity must be accompanied by sound governance and a focus on long-term sustainability. Societies must strive for economic systems that are fair, inclusive, and resilient to external shocks. This includes investing in education, infrastructure, and technological innovation, while also addressing the root causes of inequality and ensuring that wealth is distributed in a way that benefits the broader society. Without these safeguards, societies risk falling into cycles of economic instability and social unrest. Much like the empires of the past, political corruption and the erosion of democracy. Political corruption is another central theme in the decay of societies. When leaders prioritize their own interests over those of the people they serve, it undermines trust in government and erodes the legitimacy of institutions. The decline of the Roman Empire was marked by a series of corrupt emperors and officials who exploited their positions for personal gain. This corruption not only drained the empire's resources, but also contributed to the destabilization of its political system. In the modern era, political corruption remains a persistent problem in many countries. The concentration of power in the hands of a few, coupled with the influence of money in politics, has led to the erosion of democratic principles in some nations. The result is a growing disenchantment with the political process, as citizens feel that their voices are no longer heard or respected. This disillusionment can manifest in voter apathy, a lack of political engagement, and, in some cases, the rise of authoritarianism. To avoid the mistakes of the past, it is essential for modern societies to safeguard democratic institutions and ensure transparency and accountability in governance. Strengthening the rule of law, protecting the independence of the judiciary, and promoting civic participation are all crucial steps in building a robust and resilient political system. When citizens lose faith in their government, the foundation of society becomes unstable, and the potential for corruption and authoritarianism increases. The collapse of moral and cultural values. Another crucial factor in societal decay is the erosion of moral and cultural values. In many instances, the decline of civilizations has been accompanied by a decline in the moral fabric that holds society together. In the case of Rome, for example, the pursuit of luxury, excess, and indulgence became normalized, while civic virtue and personal responsibility were neglected. This shift in values contributed to the weakening of social institutions and the loss of a sense of shared purpose. In the modern world, there is growing concern about the decline of moral and cultural values. particularly as societies become more individualistic and consumer-driven. The emphasis on material wealth, instant gratification, and personal success has eroded the sense of community and collective responsibility that is essential for societal cohesion. Additionally, the breakdown of traditional cultural norms and the rise of relativism have left some societies grappling with a lack of clear moral guidance, which can lead to confusion, division, and instability. To prevent this moral decay, societies must rediscover the importance of shared values and the role of culture in shaping a strong and cohesive community. This involves emphasizing virtues such as integrity, empathy, responsibility, and respect for others. Educational systems and community organizations can play a key role in fostering these values, which are essential for building a society that can withstand external pressures and internal conflicts. Environmental degradation and resource exhaustion. The final lesson from past societies' decay concerns environmental degradation and resource exhaustion. Many civilizations throughout history have collapsed due to their failure to manage natural resources sustainably. The collapse of the Maya civilization, for example, is often attributed to deforestation, soil degradation, and water shortages that were exacerbated by overpopulation and agricultural expansion. Similarly, the Easter Islanders' depletion of their forests led to ecological collapse and the eventual decline of their society. Today, the world faces an even greater environmental challenge. Climate change, deforestation, soil erosion, and the depletion of freshwater resources threaten the stability of societies worldwide. The overexploitation of resources, driven by industrialization and consumerism, has pushed the planet to its ecological limits. The consequences of environmental degradation are already being felt in the form of extreme weather events, rising sea levels, and the loss of biodiversity, which exacerbate poverty, displacement, and social unrest. The lessons from history make it clear that the survival of societies depends on their ability to balance economic development with environmental stewardship. Sustainable practices, renewable energy, and responsible resource management are essential for ensuring the long-term stability of the global community. If modern societies fail to address these environmental challenges, they risk following in the footsteps of past civilizations that collapsed due to their disregard for the natural world. The decay of past societies offers valuable lessons for the modern world. By examining the causes of societal collapse, social fragmentation, economic mismanagement, political corruption, moral decline, and environmental degradation, we can better understand the vulnerabilities that threaten the stability of our own societies. The key to avoiding the fate of these fallen civilizations lies in vigilance, reform, and a commitment to building resilient, sustainable, and inclusive communities. As the world faces unprecedented challenges, from political instability to environmental crises, it is essential that we learn from history and take proactive steps to address these issues. By fostering social cohesion, ensuring economic fairness, safeguarding democratic principles, upholding moral values, and protecting the environment, we can create a society that not only survives but thrives in the face of adversity. The lessons of society's decay should not be seen as a warning of inevitable doom, but rather as a call to action. The choices we make today will determine the fate of future generations. The time to act is now, before history repeats itself. Throughout human history, the idea of extraterrestrial life and encounters with beings from other worlds has captivated the human imagination. From ancient myths to modern science fiction, the concept of alien encounters has evolved alongside our understanding of the cosmos. However, in recent decades, the prospect of actual encounters with extraterrestrial beings has moved from the realm of speculation and fiction to the forefront of scientific inquiry and public discourse. As technology has advanced and our exploration of space has deepened, the possibility of alien life has become an increasingly pressing question, one that challenges our perceptions of life, the universe, and our place within it. The topic of alien encounters is vast, encompassing numerous theories, reports, and events that span both scientific exploration and popular culture. Whether through the discovery of microbial life on other planets, sightings of unidentified flying objects, UFOs, or more dramatic reports of close encounters. The idea that we are not alone in the universe continues to shape how we think about existence. In this section, we will explore the historical and modern perspectives on alien encounters, the mysteries that surround them, and the profound implications they may have on human society and our understanding of the cosmos. Historical context and early encounters. The concept of beings from other worlds has existed in various forms throughout history, long before the advent of modern science. In ancient cultures, myths and legends often featured gods, creatures, and entities descending from the heavens, which could be interpreted as early representations of extraterrestrial beings. Ancient civilizations, such as the Sumerians, Egyptians, and Greeks, wrote about encounters with celestial beings who came from the skies, often imparting knowledge or technology to humanity. These stories, while steeped in myth and symbolism, may have been the earliest recorded instances of what could be described as alien encounters. During the Middle Ages, the idea of extraterrestrial life was largely overshadowed by religious dogma, with few philosophical or scientific discussions of the possibility of life beyond Earth. However, by the time of the Renaissance and the Enlightenment, scientific thought began to flourish, and thinkers such as Giordano Bruno began to entertain the possibility of other worlds and life beyond Earth. Bruno, an Italian philosopher, proposed that the universe was infinite and that it contained countless stars and planets, some of which might harbor life. This was one of the earliest recorded arguments for extraterrestrial life, though it was controversial at the time and led to Bruno's eventual execution by the Inquisition. The scientific revolution in the 17th and 18th centuries saw the development of telescopic observations of the stars, and astronomers began to search for signs of life beyond Earth. Early astronomers like Johannes Kepler and Galileo Galilei speculated about the existence of other planets and the potential for life on those planets. However, it was not until the 19th and early 20th centuries, with the rise of modern science, that the idea of alien life began to gain more serious consideration. The rise of UFO phenomena. In the mid-20th century, the modern concept of UFOs, unidentified flying objects, entered the public consciousness in a dramatic way, and alien encounters began to be seen not only as a possibility but as a potential reality. The term flying saucer was popularized after a 1947 incident in which American businessman Kenneth Arnold reported seeing a group of objects flying at high speeds near Mount Rainier in Washington state. Arnold described the objects as being saucer-shaped, leading the press to dub them flying saucers. This marked the beginning of a wave of UFO sightings that would continue throughout the 20th century. The most famous and widely publicized UFO encounter occurred in 1947 in Roswell, New Mexico, where an object crashed in the desert, initially reported as a flying disc by the U.S. military. The incident quickly became a subject of speculation, with conspiracy theories claiming that the U.S. government had recovered the wreckage of an alien spacecraft and its occupants. Although the government later stated that the object was a weather balloon, the Roswell incident became one of the most famous UFO-related events and has since become a cornerstone of UFO mythology. Following Roswell, UFO sightings and encounters became a common topic in the media, and the phenomenon grew in both scope and intensity. Throughout the 1950s and 1960s, reports of UFO sightings, abductions, and encounters with alien beings continued to surface, often accompanied by claims of government cover-ups and secret research into extraterrestrial phenomena. These reports were often sensationalized by the media, fueling the rise of UFO culture and the belief in alien encounters. One of the most notable developments in the UFO phenomenon was the widespread belief in the alien abduction narrative, which became particularly prominent in the 1970s and 1980s. Individuals who claimed to have been abducted by aliens often described similar experiences, being taken aboard a spacecraft, subjected to medical experiments, and then returned to Earth with no memory of the event. These abduction stories were bolstered by the publication of books and documentaries that popularized the idea of extraterrestrial beings interacting with humans. Although many of these stories were dismissed by skeptics as fabrications or psychological phenomena, they contributed to the growing fascination with the idea of alien encounters, modern investigations, and the search for extraterrestrial life. While much of the UFO phenomenon has been met with skepticism and controversy, the scientific community has also taken the possibility of extraterrestrial life seriously. In recent decades, advances in technology have led to significant breakthroughs in our search for life beyond Earth. One of the most promising developments has been the discovery of exoplanets, planets that orbit stars outside our solar system. As of today, thousands of exoplanets have been discovered, many of which are located in the habitable zone of their stars, where conditions might be suitable for life. The search for extraterrestrial life is not limited to exoplanets. NASA's various space missions, including the Mars rovers and the search for microbial life on the Red Planet, have raised the possibility that life may have once existed on Mars, or may still exist in some form beneath its surface. The discovery of extremophiles, organisms that can survive in extreme environments on Earth, has also expanded the definition of what constitutes life, suggesting that extraterrestrial life could thrive in environments vastly different from those on Earth. In addition to these efforts, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence, SETI, has been ongoing for decades. SETI uses radio telescopes to listen for signals from intelligent civilizations in distant parts of the galaxy. While no definitive signals have been detected, the search continues, fueled by the belief that the vastness of the universe makes it likely that life, perhaps even intelligent life, exists elsewhere. The discovery of extraterrestrial life, particularly intelligent life, would have profound implications for humanity. It would challenge our understanding of our place in the cosmos and force us to reconsider fundamental questions about the nature of life, intelligence, and consciousness. Would we be able to communicate with alien civilizations? What technologies and knowledge might they possess? And how would humanity respond to the realization that we are not alone in the universe? The mystery of alien encounters. Despite the ongoing search for extraterrestrial life, the mystery of alien encounters remains largely unresolved. There have been numerous claims of UFO sightings and alien encounters, but concrete evidence remains elusive. Some researchers believe that we may have already been visited by extraterrestrials, but that the evidence is either being hidden by governments or dismissed by the scientific community. Others argue that the UFO phenomenon is not a sign of extraterrestrial visitation, but rather a result of misidentifications, psychological phenomena, or natural explanations. The mystery surrounding alien encounters is compounded by the nature of the phenomenon itself. Many UFO sightings and alien encounters are anecdotal, with witnesses describing experiences that are difficult to verify or explain. Some encounters have been captured on video or photographed, but these images are often blurry or inconclusive. The lack of physical evidence has led many skeptics to dismiss alien encounters as hoaxes or hallucinations, while others continue to believe that there is a deliberate effort to suppress the truth. Despite the uncertainty and controversy, the possibility of alien encounters remains a powerful and enduring idea. Whether through UFO sightings, reports of abductions, or scientific investigations into the potential for extraterrestrial life, the question of whether we are alone in the universe continues to intrigue and inspire. As our understanding of the cosmos expands and our technology advances, the mystery of alien encounters may one day be solved, revealing truths that could forever change the way we view our place in the universe. The concept of alien encounters and extraterrestrial life has fascinated humanity for centuries, from ancient myths to modern scientific inquiry. The possibility that we are not alone in the universe has captured the imagination of cultures around the world. While much of the evidence surrounding UFOs and alien encounters remains inconclusive, the search for extraterrestrial life continues to be a central focus of scientific exploration. As technology advances and our understanding of the cosmos deepens, the mystery of alien encounters may one day be resolved, revealing new truths about the nature of life and our place in the universe. Until then, the question of whether we are alone in the universe remains one of the greatest mysteries of all. Faith has always played a pivotal role in shaping human lives, acting as a source of strength, guidance, and resilience for countless individuals. Faith has been the foundation upon which personal growth is built, providing not only comfort in times of hardship, but also a sense of direction and purpose in life. Whether rooted in religious belief, spiritual practices, or a deeply held set of personal values, faith has the transformative power to guide individuals through their journey of self-discovery and development. In this section, we will explore how faith, in its many forms, fosters personal growth, encouraging individuals to overcome obstacles, cultivate inner peace, and evolve into their best selves. The role of faith in overcoming adversity. One of the most profound ways faith contributes to personal growth is through its ability to help individuals navigate adversity. Life is filled with challenges, personal struggles, loss, disappointment, and unexpected hardships. During such times, it can be easy to feel overwhelmed and lost. However, faith offers a lifeline, helping individuals persevere when the world seems uncertain and unforgiving. In moments of difficulty, faith provides comfort by instilling a sense of hope. Many individuals turn to faith in times of crisis, seeking strength and understanding that there is a purpose to their struggles, even if it is not immediately clear. Faith allows people to tap into a source of inner resilience that transcends their immediate circumstances. This resilience does not come from avoiding pain or hardship, but from the belief that there is meaning and growth to be found through enduring such challenges. For example, in many religious traditions, there is an understanding that suffering can be transformative, acting as a catalyst for personal growth. The Bible speaks of the value of perseverance and how the trials one faces can lead to spiritual maturity. James 1 verses 2-4. Similarly, other faith systems often highlight the role of adversity in developing qualities such as patience, compassion, and strength. The ability to endure hardships and emerge from them stronger is a key aspect of personal growth, and faith provides the tools to make that transformation possible. Faith as a source of purpose and meaning. Beyond helping individuals navigate adversity, faith also offers a framework for understanding the deeper meaning of life. It provides a compass that helps guide decisions, shapes values, and influences one's actions. Having faith in something greater than oneself can foster a sense of purpose, providing a direction for how one lives their life. For many, this sense of purpose is a driving force behind their personal growth. In religious contexts, faith often encourages individuals to align their lives with a higher power or divine purpose. This alignment brings with it a sense of meaning and fulfillment, as it connects personal desires with a greater mission. It is through this connection that individuals can find peace, knowing that their actions are part of something larger than themselves. Even for those who may not subscribe to a specific religion, faith in a personal set of values or a belief in the potential for good in the world can be equally transformative. This kind of faith fosters a belief in the importance of living a life based on integrity, kindness, and compassion. By adhering to these values, individuals can experience personal growth as they strive to become better versions of themselves. Faith, in this sense, provides clarity in decision-making. It acts as an anchor, helping individuals to discern what truly matters and how to prioritize their goals. When faced with difficult choices, faith often helps individuals choose paths that align with their core beliefs and values, ensuring that their actions are congruent with their true selves. This process of alignment is central to personal growth, as it promotes authenticity and integrity, developing inner peace and resilience. Faith also plays a critical role in fostering inner peace and emotional resilience. In a world that is often chaotic, stressful, and unpredictable, finding inner calm can be a challenge. However, faith provides a sense of stability that allows individuals to find peace even in the midst of turmoil. When individuals place their trust in something greater than themselves, whether it is a higher power, the universe, or a deep set of personal beliefs, they gain a sense of assurance. This trust enables them to release their anxieties and fears, knowing that they are not alone in facing life's challenges. Faith offers comfort in knowing that even when circumstances are beyond their control, there is still a force or belief that they can rely on. This sense of trust and surrender is crucial in developing resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks, to continue moving forward despite obstacles. Faith nurtures this resilience by encouraging individuals to view challenges not as insurmountable obstacles, but as opportunities for growth. It teaches them to trust the process of life and to believe that even in the darkest moments, there is a greater plan at work. Through faith, individuals can cultivate a sense of emotional strength that enables them to rise above challenges, no matter how difficult they may seem. Faith and the practice of self-reflection. A vital aspect of personal growth is the practice of self-reflection, the ability to look inward and examine one's thoughts, actions, and motivations. Faith, in its many forms, encourages self-reflection by helping individuals assess their relationship with themselves, others, and the world around them. For example, many spiritual and religious traditions include practices such as prayer, meditation, or mindfulness, which provide individuals with the space to reflect on their inner lives. These practices allow individuals to connect with their faith and seek clarity about their life's purpose, relationships, and goals. In times of self-doubt or uncertainty, faith-based reflection provides an opportunity for personal evaluation, helping individuals identify areas for growth and improvement. Moreover, faith encourages individuals to approach self-reflection with a spirit of compassion and forgiveness. When individuals reflect on their mistakes or shortcomings, faith often provides a framework for self-compassion, reminding them that growth is a continual process and that they are not defined by their past mistakes. This mindset fosters a healthy relationship with oneself, promoting emotional well-being and personal development. In addition to fostering self-compassion, faith encourages individuals to strive for virtues that contribute to personal growth. Many religious and spiritual teachings emphasize qualities such as humility, gratitude, patience, and love. By reflecting on these virtues and actively working to embody them, individuals can experience profound personal growth. Faith and relationships, growing together. Personal growth through faith is not an isolated journey. It is often deeply intertwined with relationships with others. Many faith traditions emphasize the importance of community, collaboration, and love in fostering personal and collective growth. Faith encourages individuals to grow not only as individuals, but also in the context of their relationships with others. For instance, in Christianity, the idea of love for one's neighbor is central to spiritual development. Practicing kindness, forgiveness, and empathy in relationships can be a powerful tool for personal growth, as it promotes connection and mutual understanding. Similarly, in other religious and spiritual traditions, the importance of service to others and living with integrity is emphasized, as it strengthens both the individual and the community. Faith also promotes personal growth by encouraging individuals to be open to the wisdom and perspectives of others. In relationships, faith can foster a deeper understanding of each other's experiences, challenges, and strengths. By embracing these shared experiences, individuals can grow together, learning from one another and supporting each other's journeys. Faith is a powerful catalyst for personal growth, providing individuals with the strength to overcome adversity, the clarity to find purpose and meaning, and the peace to navigate life's challenges with resilience. Through faith, individuals can cultivate a deeper sense of self-awareness, develop emotional strength, and foster meaningful relationships, whether through religious beliefs, spiritual practices, or personal values. Faith offers the tools for self-improvement and transformation. It is through faith that individuals can embark on the journey of personal growth, evolving into their best selves and finding fulfillment in both their inner and outer lives. Personal growth through faith is an ongoing and transformative journey that deeply influences every aspect of an individual's life. Whether faced with trials, seeking clarity, or striving for inner peace, faith serves as a powerful anchor, providing direction, purpose, and resilience. By nurturing faith in its various forms, whether through religious practices, spiritual beliefs, or personal values, individuals gain the strength to overcome adversity, discover meaning in their lives, and evolve into more compassionate, resilient, and fulfilled versions of themselves. At the core of this process is the ability to trust in something greater than oneself. Faith empowers individuals to face the uncertainties of life with hope, allowing them to find purpose even in the most challenging circumstances. This trust fosters emotional resilience, enabling individuals to navigate hardships without losing their sense of self or their belief in a brighter future. Moreover, faith encourages deep self-reflection, helping individuals evaluate their actions, beliefs, and aspirations. It cultivates a sense of compassion and forgiveness, not only toward others, but also toward oneself. The growth that stems from this self-awareness is an essential part of the journey, as it leads to greater self-understanding and the development of virtues that promote a meaningful life. Furthermore, faith is not a solitary pursuit. It thrives within communities and relationships, strengthening bonds and encouraging individuals to support one another's growth. Through shared beliefs and collective practices, faith creates a foundation for unity, understanding, and collaboration, allowing individuals to grow together. Ultimately, personal growth through faith is a lifelong process of evolution and self-discovery. It is through faith that individuals tap into their inner potential, align their lives with their deepest values, and find fulfillment in their journey. As individuals embrace faith, they not only transform themselves but also contribute to the greater good, helping to build a more compassionate and harmonious world.